The Great Demon War occurred 1,000 years ago. One day, demonic beasts suddenly crossed the front lines and attacked humans. Humanity fought against them for their very survival. The long and endless war continued on. The land was soiled with blood. As the demonic beasts kept coming, humanity was gradually pushed into a limitation. Then a mage appeared. The mage rode on the back of a black dragon, sweeping through the battlefield and defeating the demonic beasts with beams of fire. The overwhelming mage instilled fear in the beasts as they tried to flee. Humanity praised their hero. However, the mage met a mysterious death at the very moment of victory in the Great Demon War. The chosen one, the one obsessed with strength, the one who resists the lure of corruption. I have been waiting for you with a mysterious beginning informing about a world of magic, or maybe it was a video game. Our story begins where people are on their phones welcoming a very good evening to everyone who are waiting for today's main event, the World Champion's 17th title defense match. And it's about to commence. The challenger in the blue corner, Patrick, enters the ring showing his overwhelming physique. And next in the red corner with 37 fights, 37 wins, also known as the world champion with a 100% knockout rate named Kim Jin-ho. Our MC steps his foot inside the ring. Since Kim Jin-ho hasn't been using his footwork in recent matches, Patrick speculated in an interview that he might have a leg injury. He will likely target that area today. After all, Kim Jin-ho is over 40 years old now, so he's grown too weak. If the injury is real, we might see a new champion crowned today. And just like that, the match begins. Even though Patrick is far from Jin-ho, he can feel his overwhelming presence as expected from a champion such as him. Patrick decides to attack Jin-ho's injured leg, so he goes for a tackle. He is determined to make sure that his opponent can never use that leg and fight again. He smirks as he is about to grab his leg, but to his surprise, Jin-ho predicted that, and his perfect spinning kick knocks his opponent out cold. Jin-ho speaks up. He says that this is why he doesn't use his leg since the match becomes far too easy. After the match, our MC leaves without attending the press conference. He tells the coach to contact him when the next match is scheduled to start. The coach tells Jin-ho to just take the car since the weather is unbearable. Jin-ho replies that he will just run on home because there will be a lot of traffic on the road. After hearing it, the coach shouts that the distance is 30 kilometers, but at that moment he is being cornered by the reporters. Was the rumor about Kim Jin-ho's leg injury just a planned fake? The reporters questioned. The coach sighed, thinking that he understands Jin-ho's feelings. From his debut to becoming a champion, his coach was always there every step of the way. He feels sorry for Jin-ho because until the day he retires, there won't be any opponents that can bring him joy anymore. He replies that there isn't any injury, but Kim Jin-ho took on the penalty himself. Meanwhile, Kim Jin-ho reaches his home on the 34th floor of his apartment building. Upon entering soaked and wet, he goes in to take a shower, then dries himself off and go to his gaming room, excited to start playing his PC game named Last Savior, a game with extreme difficulty, so much so that even Korean users gave up on it. But for the past 10 years, Kim Jin-ho played it every single day, training and honing his skills. Fighting strong opponents was the goal of his life, but in reality it has long faded. But here once again he can feel it. The feeling of a new challenge awaits him. So he wishes that today, he also won't be able to beat this game either. He is fighting with his enemy, the Demon King named Izar. After enjoying himself and fighting vigorously, the Demon King's health gets very low. He notices that if he plays it further, he might beat the Demon King, which he doesn't want to. He cheers for the Demon King. He tells the king to try harder. While fighting, he wonders why Izar's attack pattern is so damn simple to read today and why he can attack him so swiftly. A challenge. He started because he wanted to win, but now he is in an hilarious situation where he is afraid of winning, encouraging his enemy with words and with his hands, dazzling control. However, in the end, he beats Demon King Izar effortlessly. With this, our MC Kim Jin-ho has become a champion of two worlds. He breaks his mouse out of frustration. He cries, asking himself that whom he should fight against a bear. Suddenly, thunder strikes at his apartment and an unexpected thing occurs. First of all, he sees darkness. He is so dizzy and his whole body feels numb. He hears someone calling him with a number 218. As he opens his eyes, he sees rain. He wonders, when did he leave his home? A person with the number tag 172 tells him that he has been calling him for a long time. Who are you? Number 172, where is this? Our MC hears people saying they don't have enough time for this as they need to get out of here. Jin-ho looks around, trying to make sense of the situation. He notices a yellow flag with a familiar symbol. His mind is hazy, while number 172 starts to shake Jin-ho. He tells Jin-ho to get a grip if he doesn't want to rot in here for the rest of his life. Number 172 says that today might be their last chance to escape this miserable carry-on. Jin-ho comes back to his senses, hearing the name of this recognizable place. This place is Carry-on? He asks, while being dumbfounded. Am I dreaming? Meanwhile, everyone is running, and his friend is telling him that they don't have any time to waste. They should try to get out of this place as well. Judging by the sensations he is feeling, our MC realizes that the game, he was really inside of the game world that he was playing, and now it has become his reality. Number 172 drags Jin-ho as they both run towards the gate. Everything about this is a mystery. But first, Jin-ho thinks that he needs to get out of here, but suddenly he stops and says, "Doesn't this seem odd? If this is really Carry-on, it shouldn't be like this. This is far too ugly." His friend replies that it's happening because Director Clark isn't here because he rushed out earlier. Thus, all the prisoners got the chance to escape. Now's our chance, Jin-ho drags his subordinate behind. He thinks that the things he heard definitely make a lot of sense. But his character's instincts are raging within, telling him that he shouldn't under any circumstances step beyond this door. The door starts to open and all the prisoners think that they are finally going to be free. But at last, at that moment, Director Clark appears, cutting the arm of the first prisoner who set his foot beyond the gate. He orders his team to kill all the prisoners who got outside the gate. Each and every prisoner that makes a run for it to enter the prison in order to be safe. But they were all killed in a brief moment. The director orders the other remaining prisoners to round up and tells them not to move by seeing the dead bodies. Number 172 moves and vomit, covering his mouth with his hands. So he gets a beating from a guard. The guard says that from now on, anyone who moves will be cut down on the spot. Jin-ho sees that this place Carry-on is ruthless AF, even towards children. At this rate, another massacre could break out at any moment, and if that happens, he will have no choice but to fight. The director stands in front of him. Looks like I was lucky, or rather, were I just too cowardly to even run away? He asks, while calling Jin-ho's character by his family name, Arahan. Lastly, before leaving, the director says that Arahan will regret surviving today, and he will be looking forward to it. After Clark's departure, Jin-ho gets shocked to hear the name Arahan 1 week into his life at the labor camp. There is only one daily routine here, which is stacking stone towers, a meaningless task designed solely to torment the prisoners. After spending a few days in this body, he has discovered a few things. First of all, this body is far too damn fragile. Just lifting a single stone leaves him gasping for air. His age is roughly 15, and another thing he is worried about is magic. He tried secretly casting a spell at night, but got no results. And since the Arahan family is one of the greatest mage bloodlines, for him to be incapable of using magic, despite being an Arahan, is rather unsettling. Maybe that's why he was abandoned here in the fucking first place. Additionally, from the sideline, one of the guards is ordering him around. That aside, he is now thinking about the synchronization progress, which is now at 78%. He wonders at this rate when it will get to 100%. Sitting down while others eat, he finished his meal sighing. He thinks that he has been keeping up with his exercise since arriving here, but with meals like this, he may not make it. Today, he doesn't eat the bread and offers it to the only person he talks to. While the other prisoners go out of their way to avoid Arahan, this guy's a peculiar one. The Arahan family is an unrivaled lineage of mages. There's a certain rumor about Arahan's signature crimson eyes, that those red eyes are a curse brought upon them for slaughtering too many people, and that anyone who locks eyes with them is doomed to die. He perceives that they are about the same age and they share a room. Since he has no memories from before possessing this body, he wonders why the young lad beside him is also locked up here. Presently, he is being warned by number 172 that he needs to be careful. His subordinate says that because of Arahan, the workload has increased. The other prisoners aren't too happy about it either, which explains the murderous glares he's been getting lately. Number 172 tells Arahan to especially watch out for the prisoner, number 589, who is the leader of the prisoners. They say he was quite famous in the arena. Rumor has it he got in by murdering people. Then wouldn't hanging around me put you in danger too? Number 172 answers, saying that still they have known each other for a while, so he can't just ignore it. Zed tells his friend to go somewhere else for now since he will just get in the way. Because of the situation, he was worried about him. Just now, Zed knows that it looks like it's about to go down. Number 172 looks forward and sees that prisoner number 589 with his despicable followers has appeared in front of them. The leader looks angrily at our MC since he heard that their workload has increased just because of him. Zed speaks up saying, "Is that so?" Suddenly, the leader's fist is moving toward Zed's face at a fast speed. Zed sees the fist, then dodges it. Number 172 looks in surprise with beads of sweat. Our MC grabs his opponent by the shirt and then lands an attack to his face. Surprisingly, it doesn't work. Rather than getting a scratch, the leader didn't even flinch and took the attack head on. Instead, the leader grabs him by his shirt, then throws Zed towards the wall. A cloud of dust appears. The dust settles. While sitting on the ground, stunned by what just happened, a blue notification appears. Finally, Zed smirks, since the synchronization progress rate reaches 100% and is now completed. He gets a nice power-up and gains his previous life's body structure and skills. He does a warm-up before the big fight. He tells the leader to come at him. The leader laughs, saying, "For someone even abandoned by their own clan, what on earth is he so full of himself about?" Zed says, "Quiet down and get in here quickly, punk. Are you scared of me now?" The leader starts rushing towards our MC and says, "I'll kill you, just as you wish." Our MC readies his left leg for a kick. Firstly, our MC uses his left leg to kick the leader, but the leader blocks it. Zed uses his right leg to counterattack, which actually deals damage. And he doesn't stop there. He continuously uses his kick to overwhelm his enemy. Finally, it's a clear knockout, and he says the exact same words from as he has previously, that this is why he doesn't like to use his legs. All the other prisoners are about to attack him. Cleverly, our MC uses the leader as a hostage. He scares the crowd by saying that he may snap an arm of the leader if they don't call the guards here. So, one of the prisoners volunteers to go to the guards. Now he escapes the scenario. After some time with the situation being taken care of, number 172 praises our MC for fighting amazingly. When the hell did you learn to do that? And have you always been this tall? He asks because he thought they were the same height. Zed tells him to start lifting stones to get taller. All jokes aside, as expected, synchronization turned his real-world stats into game stats. Though compared to his real body, he is still at a child's level. A real status window appears, which he has been dying to check since earlier. His class, traits, stats, even the penalties are clearly shown by the status window. This is so cool. He sees that the amount of mana he has in his body, which is 0. Although being a mage, his mana is 0, which is quite puzzling. From number 172's perspective, it seems that Zed has lost his mind, moving his fingers mid-air, laughing to himself. While laying down, he thinks that he can't believe his character is this trash. And it's no wonder he got abandoned. Firstly, he decides to calm down and assess the situation. At least his physical stats and senses are maxed out at 100, which is a small blessing. There's a suppression penalty, but he thinks that there's no way he could fully utilize 100 stats in this scrawny body anyway, so he mustn't be worried about this for now. The penalty can likely be overcome through training, but his diet is also very poor. Also, there are a lot of traits he has never seen before, and surprisingly, every single one of them are S rank. The only ones he recognized from the game are Poison Immunity and Immortal Duelist. If his mana weren't 0, he would be an absolutely OP character. It's a cruel joke that he has Archmage's Blessing, even though his mana level is trash. Well, he decides to figure out the rest in time, since it's not like there's no way to fix the mana issue. At that moment, one of the guards announces that the numbers whom he will be calling should step outside. In light of this, he calls the numbers 114, 456, 891, and lastly, 2918. The 4 of them step outside. Who are these people? Zed asks. His friend explains that death row inmates. They're getting their final meal because before execution they get to eat whatever they want. Amidst their conversation, Zed notices that he doesn't know the name of number 172. So he asks him while introducing himself. Prisoner number 172 introduces himself as Ryu with no family, basically a street rat. Zed asks, "Do you want to go out of here?" Ryu says that he's obviously not planning to stay here and he have his reasons for leaving. Zed asks, "Oh, really? So you have, though, about planning to escape." Ryu says that the only way to exit is through the front gate, and the warden holds the fucking key. Zed suggests that they now have to take down the warden and snatch the key. Ryu says, "Are you out of your goddamn mind? The warden may be retired, but he's a 5th Circle Knight." Zed remembers that Warden Clark is the kind of knight who despises mages with passion. In the last Savior world, knights and mages are mortal enemies. As he thought about how to deal with his circumstances, Ryu suggests that they should steal it. He says that people from the streets learn to pickpocket even before they learn to manners. But the warden is always surrounded. That's why he can't do it. Zed realizes something and starts to form a plan of how they can escape from here. The next day, the sun was shining brightly. The guard announces to the prisoners that their workload for today has doubled. Some of the prisoners try to retaliate by saying that the same thing is happening many times. One of them calls the warden a bastard, and the guard holds his blade near that prisoner's throat. The guard says that he is just relaying the warden's instructions, and if they have complaints, they should take them up with him. Isn't this going too far?" the prisoner asks. "What's the reason for all this?" the guard repeats as his eyes point at Zed. "Don't you know whose fault this is yet?" Everyone stares at Zed, and the guard steps out for a smoke. Ryu says that the situation is getting bad, but Zed tells him to stay back. Zed realizes that bastard Clark is openly inciting a riot since he can't attack a single prisoner outright. So he's trying to use the prisoners to kill me, and the guards are also in on it. That's why he can't let this slide, just like he did yesterday. Meanwhile, Ryu runs away while worrying about Zed. Ryu glances back. All the enraged prisoners decide to pick a fight with Zed, and everyone surrounds him and starts to attack. But Zed lands the first blow with his kick-ass legs. He knocks down his first opponent. He feels very confident as he tells them to come all at once. All the prisoners gang up and run towards Zed. Using his fists and legs, he knocks a couple of them out. One by one, he starts to knock down all of them. In the back, his friend Ryu can't fathom what he's seeing right now. Then the leader prisoner, number 589, approaches Ryu. On the contrary, Zed is fighting vigorously like a demon incarnate. Yeah, this is it. The thrill of dodging an attack and the electrifying sensation of landing a clean hit. Yep. This is the feeling that got him addicted to martial arts. He just wants to taste this satisfying feeling more and more with a devilish grin. At that time, prisoner 245 uses his foot to draw Zed's attention. He tells Zed to stop this while holding Ryu hostage. He states that friends are precious right, but their threatening backfires. As the inmate grip Ryu, Zed tells them that they have made a great mistake. While the leader has Ryu in a chokehold, the tall man stands in front of Zed ready to start the fight. Zed says, "You pieces of trash, I'll get you for this." The big guy strangles Ryu, and the tall white dude takes in front with a dagger. The man tells Zed that he should be honored to fight him as an outcast of Arahan with no mana. Saying this, the man jumped to attack. Zed uses his swift movements and get out of there. The attack lands on the ground. The man gets confused to see that Zed has escaped, but as he looks back, he gets shocked to see Zed had already knocked out his buddy and rescued Ryu. The man panics and asks Zed what did he do and if he used magic. Zed replies that he didn't use any magic. Zed then uses his fast movements and rushes towards the guy. The man is mesmerized to see the amazing moves of Zed. Zed then kicks him in the neck and sends the man flying to the ground. At that time, Warden Clark comes and calls for Zed. As Zed stands in front of him, he asks Zed to explain this. At that time, Ryu comes running and tells them that Zed is the victim here. Those guys attacked first and tried to kill him. And what Zed did was self-defense. Clark then looks at the fallen inmates and asks Zed if he had unlocked his mana. Zed shows some attitude and says, "Who knows?" This made the warden angry. The warden releases his aura, in which subdued all the inmates. Ryu can't stand the pressure and he falls on the ground, finding it hard to breathe. However, a shocking event unfolds. The warden's presence did not have any effects on Zed. It made Zed wonder what's going on, and as an inmate, wouldn't be able to withstand the presence of a fifth circle knight. In that instant, a blue panel appears. It says that due to the trait of noble soul of the champion, the suppression has been resisted. Seeing this, Zed smiles and got the answer of this question. With a big smile, he sees that this trait of his will help him resist any mental effects. He finds this an overpowered skill, but this thing is justified as in his past life when he was at the pinnacle of the martial arts world. So there is no way a mere fifth circle knight can intimidate him. Clark is shocked to see Zed is fine even without releasing any mana. He gets furious and increases his aura. The ground cracks and everyone is crawling in the ground. But due to the S-rank trait, Zed is unharmed. Covered in his aura, Zed smirks, thinking of how strong he has become. Clark falls into a stupor and wonders what's happening. His cronies also can't bear it, and they beg the director to please stop now. Seeing the situation, Clark cools down his aura. Zed also feels relief and smiles that things ended like this. If the warden had angered him and drawn his sword, it would have been a calamity. The warden looks at Zed with menacing eyes and veins began to show up on his face. And then Clark then starts to leave and tells everyone to get back to work. Clark looks back at Zed. At that moment, Zed stops Clark and tells him to wait for a moment as he has something to say to him. The warden gave an angry look and asked, "What the fuck do you want?" Zed says happily, "I'm sick of stacking stones and always being on guard, waiting for the prisoners to attack me. So I've decided to let myself die." Hearing this, Ryu said, "What are you talking about?" "I choose to be a death row inmate," Zed says. Listening this, the warden says, "You know what that means, right? I won't tolerate this being just a short-lived." Zed then tells the warden that he should record his words inside a crystal sphere if he is afraid that he will take back his word. Clark laughs and says that there's no better proof than that. He orders the jailer to bring him a crystal sphere. After that, Zed tells him that his last meal will be Verity beef, and I want a huge portion enough to eat my fill. Hearing this, all the officers get surprised. Verity beef comes from free-range cattle raised in the Verity Prairie located in the southern part Empire. It is the highest quality beef. It is one of the most exclusive dishes in Last Savior. It is said to be so delicious that it restores lost energy. Some in-game descriptions even mention characters feeling like they could win their next battle after eating it. There was also a quest where it was used as a bribe for non-player characters. Zed has an important fight coming up, so he might as well take advantage while he can. Besides, he has always wanted to see if it's really as good as they say. As the director stays silent, Zed speaks and says, "It's the price of my life. Isn't that only fair? And just so we're clear, I only accept S-grade items. If you try to cheat me, I'll cancel the whole deal." Kneeling on the ground, Ryu is confused as he looks at Zed. Zed points to Ryu, who he also includes in his death sentence, and prepare enough meat for us to devour. The warden says all right then, and orders his officers to gather the items of the last meal. Ryu is shocked, as nobody even asked about his opinion at all. Variety beef is so rare that acquiring it takes at least a week. During that time, Zed did not step away from his work. While Zed was receiving food from the guards, he devoted himself entirely to training. Zed is seen doing push-ups in the cell. Ryu asked him why is he working out even though he is going to die soon. In Lace, there is a special system, and that is, if one stat reaches its maximum value, 100, the experience gained transfers to another stat. And aside from mana, all Zed's stats are maxed out, which means all the experience he earns has no choice but to increase only his mana. In that instant, a jailer comes and tells Ryu and Zed to step out. Zed smiles and says that finally it's time. After that, the two of them are taken to the dining area. The whole table is decorated with savory variety beefsteak. Ryu takes a bite and cries out of joy. Ryu has never eaten something so delicious in his life. Zed says, "Don't forget, it's all thanks to me." Zed also finds the beef incredibly delicious and is top-notch also. But the most amazing thing is that his penalty is being partially reduced. After that, they start stuffing beefsteak into their mouth. The first objective has been achieved. On the other hand, we can see Clark as his office. An officer comes and tells him that the last meal has begun. Clark tells him not to let anyone near them. Clark is lost in the thought of what happened that day. He can't figure out how Zed resisted his suppression. He thinks that even though he is a retired Fifth Circle Knight, there is no way Zed, who has no mana, resist him, and it just didn't resonate at all. He thinks that something was wrong that day. He wants to make sure to get the proper confirmation. I'll repay him back. On the other side, Ryu and Zed has finished eating. They filled their stomach with the variety beef. Zed is so full he can feel the energy overflowing his body. He can't wait to test his power. Now at that time, the warden enters. Zed says, Have you finally arrived? Clark calls for Zed. Clark walks through the door. Zed and Ryu watches. Zed grins a bit. Clark gets closer and puts his hand on Zed's shoulder. He smiles looking at Zed and thinks that he will smash that unlucky face until Zed succumbs to agony. Warden Clark notes that Arahan comes from the most elite magical family. He wants to threaten Zed and squeeze out all the intel he can, as this will be a huge profit for him. His magical bracelet shines as Zed looks at him firstly. The bracelet starts to crackle as it releases an immense amount of mana. Zed looks at the warden's arm, seeing the bracelet sparkle as he says he's using a magic tool. The warden's mana surrounds his body. Then he laughs in the thought how Zed would beg on his knees after this. However, to his surprise, Zed is unharmed. He stands undaunted as he smiles. Ryu can't bear it, and he falls near Clark. Clark immediately pushes him aside. Ryu screams in pain. Zed tells the warden to stop now. Clark shouts, "You cocky bastard," and grabs his shoulders, then releases all his aura. But Zed is completely fine. He simply smacks the warden's hand and tells him to stop already and says, if he is trying to kill him, have them executed properly. Stop whining like a little bitch. The warden backs off. He's in a huge shock. He can't fathom why his magic is so useless and using the magic tool don't have any effect on Zed at all. The only logical explanation is that Zed is at least one circle above me. So does that mean he is a 6th circle mage? But that can't be. It's impossible. So he thinks that this is the power of the Arahan bloodline. Clark's heart is broken even though he dedicated his whole life and reached the 5th circle. But it's a shame that he can't even make a young mage bow down. The magic tool also slowly loses its energy. Zed asked him, "Are you done with this weak-ass display of power?" The warden remains silent. He lowers his head and starts to leave. While leaving, he says, "Zed, the execution will be carried out tomorrow morning. Even the great Arahan can't ignore the laws set by His Majesty, the Emperor." He tells Zed to enjoy his last night. After that, the warden returns to his office even though he didn't get any information out of him, but he decides to write today's incident in his diary. Midnight comes as the moonlight is shown from the window. Zed and Ryu are in their cell. Ryu is seen laying down, feeling nauseous as he wakes up. Zed told him put out the act as he is completely fine since he has manual dexterity. Ryu then smiles. And showing the keys to Zed, he says, "What do you think of his skills?" Zed tells him he has done a good job. Ryu being humble and says that he was only able to steal it as the warden was only focused on Zed. He asks Zed if he is fine. Zed replies, "I'm just fine." Ryu gets a bit suspicious and asks Zed if there is something he is hiding. Zed tells him to lift more of those stones and he will be also fine. After that, Zed takes a look at his stats and sees that the penalty is reduced by 10. He feels different from before. His senses are amplified and his strength has also increased. Amazed at how much his body has changed, he says it definitely feels different now. My body feels so satisfying and invigorating. He wants to remove the penalty ASAP. Zed tells Ryu to rest completely, and after that we will leave this place. Ryu says that they should leave right now or else the warden will notice them. Zed tells him not to worry as the warden is knocked out right now. Ryu says, "How can you be so sure?" Zed knows this because of the magic bracelet. The bracelet increases the magic for a moment, but it accumulates tons of fatigue. We can see that the warden is passed out in his desk. Zed's plan gets smoother as the warden has come to the hall with the key and the magic bracelet. After resting for a while, they get ready to leave. As Ryu is questioning about the safety, Zed tells him to stay behind if he is so scared, so be it. Ryu decides to go with Zed, but the problem is there is no key for the cell door. Ryu asks Zed what they should do now. Ryu looks at Zed, then he kicks the gate open. Ryu is shocked to see this strength and asks Zed if he really is a mage. As they step out, the guards come hearing the noise. Zed and Ryu looked over to them, then beats up the guards. They run out of the building and head to the exit. But the main gate is blocked by guards. Zed tells Ryu to never stop running and he rushes forward. The guards positions themselves. Zed dodges. Ryu looks ahead with beads of sweat as he runs forward. Zed rushes towards the closest guard. The guard swings his sword. Zed takes a step to the side, dodging the blow, as he prepares to grab the guard by his face, and he throws one guard to the others and make many guards fall like bowling pins. He keeps going. He knocks out the guards that are in his way. He hits the guard quickly and starts to take on the knights one by one. The knights succumb to his will, but Zed uses his brute strength and techniques to knock them out cold. The guards freeze in terror, not knowing what to do. One guard swings his sword. Zed does a spinning kick right to the guard's face and knocks him out cold. Another guard tries to swing his blade but misses Zed. Placing his hand on the ground, he does capoeira and knocks the guard down. Zed stands, feeling a surge of energy. He turns his head and notices two guards coming in for the attack. Zed says, "Damn it." His kicks are so fast it looks like he used an after image. He single-handedly defeated all the guards. Ryu finds this scene is amazing. After a while, the warden comes out and sees all the guards crawling on the ground. Zed and Ryu escapes successfully. Seeing this, the warden gets mad and he orders to capture them immediately. Zed and Ryu comes to Moda Village. This is a nearby village by the detention center. They hide in a container until no one is following them. After a while, they come out and Zed asked Ryu, "Where are we?" Ryu tells him that this is a small town called Moda, and this the only village close to the detention center. Zed asks him why did they come here as the guards will search this place first. We have no choice. Other cities are too far, but if we blend in with the people, we should be safe. Ryu was digging in the trash and found some dirty-ass clothes. The both of them changed, and Ryu tells Zed to stay here quietly, and I'll go find us some supplies. Zed asked how he will manage it without any money. Ryu smiles and tells him he don't need money. "Oh, I see. I think this guy's planning on stealing." Then leaves telling Zed not to move anywhere and he will come back quickly. "Because you're my sidekick." After 1 hour or two, Ryu comes back with a pair of colored lenses. Zed wears them, and his eye color turns blue. This thing is a must for them as red color eye is a symbol of Arahan family, and blue color eyes are a symbol for Bahal, family that is in the south and among the warriors. The blue eye is like an accessory, hearing the name of Bahal. Family Jinho remembered his main character's name used to be Tora's Bahal, which was also the character who had for the final ending. While on the magical side, it's Arahan, and for swordsmen, it's Bahal, true to a world where their worldviews despise each other. Their eye colors are opposites. After that, thanks for paying attention. Ryu takes Zed to a place where they can sleep at night. As they lay down on the hay in the cold of night, Zed wonders how did he end up waking up in the game world. And now, I'm even forced to hide out in the stables to sleep. However, he finds this kind of fun. He also wants to know why Ryu is sticking with him, even though he knows that Clark is after me. Zed knows nothing about Ryu. He just knows that Ryu is just a street kid who pickpockets. But for now, I need Ryu's help, so I'm sticking with him. Ryu was wide awake the whole time. He thought that if he could really keep trusting him. The next morning, Zed wakes up. He is amazed that he really slept in a place like this. At that time, Ryu also wakes up and says that this place is really uncomfortable for a noble like him. Zed stands up and says that he need to earn money as he need to eat to live. Ryu suggests Zed to learn a bit of pickpocketing as finding work will get them caught by the guards. Standing, Zed tells Ryu to forget pickpocketing and quickly find this place he's talking about. All right then, we will head to the arena. The scene shifts and we can see the underground arena. In the ring, two men are fighting. In that time, Zed and Ryu enters the arena. Inside the arena, everyone is enjoying the fight. Ryu is frightened seeing this. He asks Zed if this is really the right place. Zed replies that they are exactly where they need to be. In the ring, the fight is getting fiercer. The black man bites the other fighter's shoulder, but it is of no use, and he gets a solid punch to the face. The black guy regains his composure, but the red-haired man continues his rapid punches. The black guy gets hit in the ribs. This makes the crowd shout in enjoyment. The red-haired man name is Ika's. The audience is supporting him and they are cheering him to kill the black man. Zed seems a bit happy to see this fight. He didn't expect that this low-life brawl would be so interesting. Seeing the bloody fight, Ryu gets scared and he requests Zed to leave this place in the ring. Ika's is dominating the opponent. He rushed and punches the guy's face. The black man's nose ruptures and blood starts to come out of his nose. Ika's didn't stop there. He continuously throws blows on the man's face. Everyone is enjoying it, but Ryu is terrified. He looks for Zed, but Zed was gone. Everyone in the gallery gets surprised to see Zed has interfered in the fight and he stops Ika's punch and says that's enough. Don't you see the opponent is already knocked out? Ika's looks at Zed like who's gripping my arm. Ryu sees this and gets nervous. He wonders what Zed is trying to do. Zed then asks the referee why isn't he concluding the match? Was he bribed? Ika's then freed his hand and stepped back and asked, who is he? He's cautious to take action as if Zed is a noble. The backlash will be too much for him to handle. Zed replies that he's clearly a street kid. The audience gets surprised hearing this. Zed then takes a fighting stance. The audience gets mad and tells him to kill this stupid punk. Zed points his finger to Ika's and says that he will take responsibility and fight. He looks at Ryu and tells him to watch carefully as he will show them something entertaining. Ryu gasps, shouting Zed. Zed told him to shut up and put everything you've got on me. Ryu tries to convince him one last time, but Zed stops him and says that after this, they will go to eat steak at a restaurant. After that, the match starts. At first, Ika's thought of him as a foolish punk. The most remarkable thing is his stance. Ika's feels a different aura from Zed, which he's threatening yet so controlled he has never seen or heard anything like this before. Seeing this, he starts to feel nervous, but he overcomes it and rushes to attack. As he gets closer, Zed lands the first hit on Ika's face. Ika's is bleeding from his nose. He is also confused as he can't grasp what just happened.